What's up? Yes, sir. What's up, people? It's John here from JJS Consulting Tech, and I'm here again with another video. Now, this video is more about the mistakes I've made when it comes to purchasing video gear. I know, just like me, I know a lot of you watched a lot of YouTube videos, did a lot of Google searches, and bought a whole lot of gear that you didn't need. Wasted a whole lot of money too. So in this video, I'm gonna show you guys a few mistakes I've made with video and audio, you know, following the YouTuber trends and etc. And hopefully you guys don't make the same mistake that I did. Now, the first thing I purchased blindly without doing too much research into it was this right here, the Shure SM7B. Now, this is a good mic, and I really like this mic. I really like this mic, and it sounds good once you know what you're doing. Now, don't think you're gonna buy this mic and an XLR cable and plug it into Focusrite and you think you're gonna sound like Barry White or The Breakfast Club or your famous podcaster. It's not gonna happen. There's a lot of things that go with this mic to make it sound like that. And if you're a beginner, it's not for you. Also, depending on your voice, it can sound very different on that mic. This mic isn't for everyone. Now, if you have a really bassy, boomy voice, this mic isn't for you. It's just gonna sound crazy. Now, if you got an alto voice or even a soprano speaking voice, this mic can work for you. But there's a lot of things you gotta do. You gotta do some EQing, you gotta do some compressing. If you don't know any of that, this mic isn't really for you. Also, this mic is a really gain-hungry mic, and it needs a whole lot of gain for you to even hear it. You need something like a Fathead, you need something like a Cloud Lifter, or you need a really good device, something like the Rodecaster, or Sound Devices, or even Universal Audio. Those things can work. Now, if those things are out of your budget, again, this mic isn't for you. Speaking of Universal Audio, that's the next thing I purchased blindly. Now, Universal Audio is a great device, especially the Apollo devices. They are great. I'm using them right now. They sound wonderful. They sound awesome. There's a lot you need to learn before getting into this ecosystem. Now, these devices are really expensive. They aren't cheap at all. Now, even this Solo, I don't even think they make this Solo anymore, but this Solo cost around $500. Now, this was before the pandemic. And before I knew anything about Universal Audio, I thought it was just the best sounding audio interface and I can just buy it, plug in the SM7B, and I'll be in business. No. Not only did you have to buy the interface, but you also had to buy plugins. Now, don't get me wrong, Universal Audio plugins are some of the best plugins in the industry and they sound really, really, really good. They're not cheap though. Some of them are $150, some of them are $200 and something, some of them are $300 and something. Now, if you buy a package, now that's where you save the most money, but some of those packages can be like $600 to like $3,000. And then when you get into the plugins, you start to understand the plugins, and then you start to have fun with the plugins, and then you start to layer the plugins. And then you realize that your Apollo Solo isn't powerful enough to run all the plugins. And then you realize you need to buy a more powerful. You see where I'm going with this? It costs a lot of money. Not only that, I really got beef with Universal Audio because as soon as I buy the plugins, the only way I can use the plugins is if I have a Universal Audio interface attached to the computer. Didn't I buy it? Shouldn't I be able to use it how I want to use it? No, you need to get their device and you need to use their device anytime you want to use the plugins. But they sound really good though. Now, the next thing I did without doing too much research was purchasing different brands of lights. Now, lights have came a very long way, and a lot of them have a really good TLCI or CRI rating. That's not the issue. Different brands have different apps. And certain apps for certain lights are really bad. Now, the Godox app is really bad.
Muy mal.
It's trash.
Basura.
Don't expect to go to a client shoot and depend on this app because it will let you down. Now, it's not like the Godox app. The Godox app is a bad app. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's not like the Godox app is hard to use. It's just that when you get the light to actually connect and you disconnect the light, you probably move to a new location or you're at the same location. Once you try to reconnect it, it's like a 90 to 10% disconnect to connect ratio. I don't even know what I'm saying, but it just doesn't connect all the time. And that's the biggest problem. It's really bad. It's unreliable. Now the Aperture app, man, give those guys a raise because it's reliable. It works. You can put things into groups, turn everything on at the same time. You can see what light is what. It's a good app. And that's why it's best to stay with one brand so you can have one app to control all the lights. Now the last mistake I made, now it's not the last mistake, but it's the last mistake for this video. It was buying a drone. Now hear me out. Here's what I was thinking. I'm gonna get the drone. I'm gonna learn how to fly. I'm gonna get some stock videos and I'm gonna sell it on like Pond5 or Shutterstock. And I'm gonna go to a real estate agent and I'm gonna say, hey, these are my skills. I got some nice aerial flying technique and you can hire me and give me more money. Little did I know that that's what hundreds, even thousands of people were thinking. Plus, not only that, you needed a Part 107 license in the United States of America to fly commercially. Not only that, you need to renew that license every 2 to 3 years. So much for that plan. Yeah, a drone just isn't for me. Plus, they depreciate so quickly because drones are coming out so fast. Bad choice. So hopefully you guys learn from my mistakes and don't make the same mistakes that I made. And if you take showers, hit that like button and comment down in that comment section about some crazy decisions you've made and some things that you regret. Rawr. So hopefully you guys learn from my mistakes and do some extensive research before you make that purchase. That equipment that you think you need, you probably don't even need it at all. So if you take showers, hit that like button and comment down in that comment section about some crazy purchases you've made. And I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one. Peace.